Hey, thanks for joining us on Facebook Live. We're going to be off and on Facebook Live through the afternoon. We'll be on more than off, most likely, as the storms get closer to Tulsa, and we'll be on Channel 6, so you have your opportunities to watch us on Channel 6 as well as here with Facebook Live. Now, we're talking about tornado watches that are in effect, or a tornado watch in effect for our area. There's a watch also in effect for Arkansas, which is even worse than our watch, but we have a chance of a few tornadoes, and we do have severe thunderstorms right now that are lined up out to the west of us. As you can see, this whole green area indicates where we do have tornado watches in effect, and that goes into Arkansas as well. That'll be through 10 o'clock tonight for us, later for the folks in Arkansas. If you're traveling to Arkansas this afternoon or this evening, you have to watch out. There's going to be some really big tornadoes and big storms, and there's still some around here that we do anticipate will be a problem for us. So to give you an idea, first of all, we'll take a look at radar and show you why you need to be aware, especially if you're just west of Tulsa right now. We have several areas of storms. We have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect right now. That includes areas that are into Payne County, eastern Payne County, and this storm is getting ready to move into Pawnee County. And then we have the storm that's situated just to the east of Oklahoma City, right around the Shawnee area. This is a storm that we're going to watch, and we're going to see if that track is going to take it on into southern to the south. Now, the big thing about this is that when they're individual, that means they become supercellular. Supercellular means that they become severe. Once that happens, then they usually will have large hail, and then it goes to a potential for a tornado. Sometimes that can happen very quickly. This is the first one of the season to actually get into the severe weather mode like we are now with tornado watches, and it is, maybe you could say, a little late. A lot of times we have more severe weather earlier in March. But so far, knock on wood, we've been fairly fortunate. First of all, we'll take a look at the storm here that Vaughn is in. He's in the middle of this storm. This is moving north, and you'll be able to see, in fact, we'll go in a little bit closer and get an idea. Hail core with this storm is just situated not too far from where Vaughn has been, and so this has been a continuing track of some hail that's been going with this storm. It's been moving to the northeast. And also with this, so far, it has not been rotating that we see at this particular moment, but we do have it moving very quickly at about 50, 55 miles per hour, possibly a little higher. There's very strong winds being reported with this in excess of 55 miles per hour. Let's go to Vaughn with a quick update, who's right at Yale with the latest. Vaughn?
Yeah, I'm coming right through Yale right now, Travis. Getting nickel to dime to nickel size hail. So far, that's as big as I've seen. But the wind, as soon as this part of this thunderstorm hits, that wind switches out to the west, and it's about 55 to 60 miles an hour. So it comes all at once. So just be ready for it. But we're going to keep tracking it as it moves up towards Cleveland. Back to you.
All right. And again, these storms just getting into the area where we're going to be starting to be very, very watchful of what's going on. There's a tremendous amount of energy. The further east we go with these storms, there's a lot more energy, a lot more moisture, and so they're going to be cranking and really going. So that's why we want to make sure you know what's going on. So this is the storm. We have our trackers located along that. All of our storms have trackers located along it. So let's go and stay with that for a second, Lacey, or Stacia, because I want to go to Lacey and with the storm track first of all on that. Lacey, if you would give us storm track.
Yeah, right now on Links 3, I've got a storm track for you, basically for the storm that Vaughn is on, and that is moving to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. It's slowed down a little bit. It is headed towards Cleveland. It'll be there at about 2:30. Looking at the latest timeline, it'll be in Hominy at 2:36, Wyanona at about 2:43. Now that'll put it at Keystone Lake 2:43 as well, and Avant, Travis, by about 3 p.m. this evening.
Okay. And so this is a very impressive little storm going on with that. So thanks, Lacey. We'll have Lacey give us another update on the next storm as well coming up in just a moment. So let's go back again to Links 1 if we could. And here's the way it looks right now. The thunderstorm itself will continue to track to the east as it does so, hail and wind. Now, let's go to the south storm. And Lacey and Stacia are watching that as well with us. And we have Michael, we have Stephen, and all of our storm teams are out. You can see the guys right there, men and women, we'll say. And you can see the line of storms coming in across areas now, moving into near Seminole. We have Alan located in that area, not Alan Crone. Alan Brosey, who was on storms yesterday, and it was a different kind of storms. It was a firestorm yesterday up around the Woodward area. There's still fires going on there. He's on the leading edge of this storm. This is tracking to the east-northeast. Now, this is not in our viewing area yet, but you guys around Okemah, you are close to getting this line of storms coming in. The structure of this storm is not that impressive as of yet. Let's take a look at hail and see if we see any hail associated with that. And so far, it has had some hail. Again, the hail swaths have been somewhat unorganized. We don't have a continuing core that has looked real impressive, but we do have at this point associated with this some very strong potential for winds here as well, but up to ping pong ball size hail could come out of this storm. And as it goes east, some of these storms are going to be even larger as far as the hail potential, and also there's a little bit more of what we'll call the twisting of winds, and so that is going to be giving us a higher opportunity, and I shouldn't say opportunity because that's like trying to make something positive out of a negative, but that is a chance that we could see the storm starting to rotate more as we move farther east and southeast across the areas from Highway 75 to the east. So this cell itself, again, will be one that will track to the northeast. Let's go to Lacey and get an update on where this storm should go if it stays its current path. Lacey?
Yeah, the key is going to be if it continues to move up to the northeast, but sometimes with these storms, they become what we call surface-based and they start to turn right a little bit. Right now, the track is depending on the fact that it stays going more of a northeasterly direction. So take a look at it on Lynx 3, moving up to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. Maud by 222, Prague by about 225. Now Payton about 235. And as you cross over from Okfuskee County into Okmulgee County, Glenpool, and kind of the south sides of Tulsa, that's going to be close to 3 p.m. And so then it continues up towards Broken Arrow by about 320. And that's when we're going to have to really start monitoring, Travis, like you were saying, the further east that it goes and moves into kind of a more favorable environment for damaging storms.
All right. Thanks, Lacey. And again, that's a line of storms. As they get closer, we'll be watching and monitoring if that ends up. And some of these storms can fill in different areas and have different effects on it. So let's go back, if we could, and go back to Viper. And so on the south side, we do have severe thunderstorms as well. The only thing important about these, and we won't spend a lot of time on these particular storms at this time because they're still out of our area. But you guys in Hughes County, probably within the next 45 minutes, these storms will be moving close to you. So we do want you to be advised. We're going to continue to monitor that so you know all about what's going on with these cells. We also have our storm trackers positioned to where we're going to intercept whatever we need to. We've had a few storms and this is the rain that has been going on and thunder and lightning. This is what we call elevated. It's just not into an area that's going to help really make the storm spin. So we're not worried about these storms quite as much off to the east. It's just been rain and thunder and some brief heavy downpours of rain. Could be some small pea-sized hail with some of these in Cherokee County as that's been moving to the east. So these are why we're going to be watching these individual cells as they continue to track across the areas. And we also have Darren sitting out, and he's prepared to get into the action here shortly. The tornado watch itself will continue for a while, as I said, until 10 o'clock tonight. So we want to make sure that you're aware. And as you can see, our storm trackers are out. We have multiple different trackers coming in, and we have Sky News 6, which is ready to be launched as soon as the storms become a little bit more severe. We're going to be launching and going down, checking out this particular area down to the southwest. So we're getting ready to get ready for maybe the storms getting a little bit more intense. That's the biggest thing right now. And Stacia, if you would, I'm going to mention a few things as well. Stacia is going to be helping us a lot on with what's going on. And Stacia, as this cell starts to move to the northeast, as Lacey was mentioning, it will continue to track in a way that could get it close to Tulsa. But do we have anybody, have we had any other reports coming in of hail or anything else that you have?
We haven't had any reports of hail just yet, but we are sending JD. He's now at I-40 in Henrietta, and he's moving to the west, so he's going to intercept this storm as it continues up to the north and east into our viewing area. So we have quite a few storms out there that we need to monitor right now, and again, they're tracking east. The environment is favorable for these storms to continue to even intensify at times, Travis. So we'll have to watch for multiple threats with the storms, not only the hail, but the damaging winds, and possibly we're going to have to monitor for, again, rotation. That tornado watch is until 10 o'clock.
All right. Thanks, Stacia. Appreciate it. So we have Lacey, Stacia, Stephen, Michael, myself, and everyone else out. We are going to take a break because we're going to do a cut-in right now on Channel 6. We'll be back with more Facebook Live in a little bit. You can stay with us through the afternoon. See you in a little bit.
From News on 6, this is a severe weather update.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Travis Meyer. Our tornado watch continues, in fact, until 10 o'clock tonight. Right now, we do have some severe thunderstorms going on, mainly out to the west of us. Nothing bad going on around Tulsa, but a little bit later on, we do anticipate a chance of a few strong to isolated severe thunderstorms in the immediate Tulsa area. That could be over the next hour to hour and a half. So we do want you to be advised for that. A few strong severe thunderstorms down the southwest as well. You see off to my right, we have multiple storm trackers that are out tracking the weather at this particular time. Also, also, we have a couple of different areas with storms that we're watching. So this is Tulsa. As you can tell, we have one cluster of storms just west of Tulsa on 412. We have another cluster of storms that have just moved through the Shawnee area, now moving to the northeast, and that's going to be going across Okfuskee County. A couple more to the south that are big storms. Those will be tracking maybe for our friends down around McAllister. Let's take one quick look up to the north, and we've had some of this cell to the north and areas right around and just to the west of the Tulsa metro area from west of Lake Keystone. We do have an area, in fact, it looks like a hail core going on with that. Vaughn is in that, as well as Brandon and Tim. They're watching that, and Bobby on the south side. Let's take a look at the hail swath with that particular storm and see what's going on. So we do know that as this swath has continued to track to the east, that has been dumping some hail in these areas. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for about another 30 minutes for extreme eastern portions now of Payne County. Let's go to Vaughn with a quick update and a quick video of what's going on. Vaughn, you're right in the storm, or almost in it. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just north of Oilton, right here on Highway 51, looking back to the southwest. So far, we're doing good with any kind of rotation areas. Haven't seen anything like that. I had some nickel to dime size hail in Yale, but that's about it, and some really strong winds. But other than that, we're going to keep tracking it. Back to you.
All right. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. And again, as you can see from Vaughn's location, he's just on the eastern edge of that. And this is going to have some strong gusty winds, 50, 60 miles per hour. And we need to know where it's going. Let's go to Lacey and find out right now. Lacey? Yeah,
right now, Travis, this is moving more of an easterly direction. We were talking about it potentially turning right, that cell that Vaughn is on, and it has done that, which is threatening the west and north sides of Tulsa. So the current track right now is taking it to the northeast. It is moving to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour more easterly. So that'll be Keystone Lake by 2:43, Sperry by 3 o'clock, Tulsa by 3:15, and the airport, Travis, by 3:19.
Okay. Thanks, Lisa. I greatly appreciate that. So again, if you are going to be traveling, be advised for this. This storm's headed our way. Latest details coming up shortly. Keep it here. We'll keep you advised. Also,